So my name is Thirza Cuthand, and I started making videos in 1995 when I was 16 years old. And the reason was because when I was 14 years old, I came out as a lesbian, and I was living in Saskatoon, which is not a very big city, and people found out. Like, I tried to be out, but people also found out through things like at me from cars and things like that. So it wasn't like a great place to be queer. I did know some other queer youth, but like there was this feeling of like not knowing who the lesbians were and if there were any around me, and feeling alone in high school. Someone was like, but I was out in high school and I knew you, and I was like, yeah, I know. But later, actually, some of my friends were like, oh, by the way, I'm a lesbian, and thanks for being there in high school. And I was like, well, you weren't around. Anyway, so there was issues with representation going on in the mid-90s. Like, there just wasn't a lot of representation of teenage queers, specifically teenage lesbians. I don't know about teenage gay men, but for teenage lesbians there was like really nothing. It was like even when I came out at 14, I think I was like, I read an article like maybe a few days before I came out where it was like this, it was like one of those, I think it was from Sassy magazine actually. It was like, it happened to me. It's like, I was a lesbian and I was a teenager, and I was like, oh my god, it's like possible. So anyway, so I ended up doing this like weekend workshop to make videos, and it was like at a queer film festival, the only queer film festival in Saskatoon, and it only happened that 1 year. And Maureen Bradley came out and taught us how to make videos, and it was a really good experience. Anyway, I made this video. It was called Lessons in Baby Dyke Theory, and it screened at the last night of the Queer Film Festival, and it got this really good response. And then Video Pool asked to distribute it. Video Pool's the video center in Winnipeg. Anyway, so it started this like thing of like getting screenings all around the world, and it was getting exciting, and I was getting calls from Berlin and places like that. I was like in high school, and it was really weird. But that kind of, because it got such a good response, I think that's why I kept making videos, and I make them to this day. My family supported me when I started making videos. My grandpa bought me a video camera. It was a high-end camera. And I used the onboard mic, so a lot of my early videos have really crappy sound, like you can hear the motor running. But you know, like I was poor. That was all I had, was that camera. So I was making videos, and they were getting attention. And the other thing too is like, it started out me making these like DIY videos because I was poor and young and didn't have a lot of access. But then it turned into kind of this political statement where I was like, you know, like I don't need a big budget to make something good. I can make something good and important with like, you know, $50 or whatever it costs to get props and a tape. Yeah, and the other reason I was doing it like that was because I wanted other youth to get into making videos. Like when I was making videos, there's not a lot of other queer youth making videos. And then after I started, there's more, and like there's enough to start youth programs. Actually, this funny thing is that there's like finally youth programs, and I started feeling really resentful of always being in a youth program, and people were like, why are you such a jerk about youth programs? And I think it was because part of my early work I was talking about ageism, and I was like really directing it to like older queers. And when it was in a youth program, it was like just reaching queers who already kind of understood issues of ageism. So it's like not hitting my target audience. So then after I was done high school in Saskatoon, I moved out to Vancouver, and I got involved with Video In, and I think I made a couple videos there. And then I went to Emily Carr and did foundation year, which is this really weird year where everybody at Emily Carr has to do studio arts, and then I think in the second semester you can take some media programs, like classes. Anyway, in my second semester I made this video called Untouchable, and it was about ageism and intergenerational relationships between like lesbians, like older and younger, and it was a really like controversial video. I was 19 when I made it, so it's like, you know, legal, whatever. But yeah, it made a lot of people uncomfortable, and somebody asked me about like sort of controversial videos I had made, and I realized there was this intersection when I was like young between like my youth and sexuality, and especially queer sexuality, and that was when I got the most like somebody called the Vice Squad on that video, and like it was just really, really intense. But yeah, it was that intersection of youth and sexuality, and particularly queer sexuality, that really upset people. And since then, I've never really been able to be as controversial. It's kind of interesting. So humor and serious topics like continue to cycle through my work. I have bipolar disorder, so I have moments where like things are really like depressing, and other times like if I'm hypomanic, things are like just really fun. And then, so I think that kind of mindset just plays itself out in my work. Like I made a video about mental illness and disability, and it's like a really harsh film. And then I make something about like a helpless maiden breaking up with her Disney witch girlfriend. So yeah, I would just always kind of go back and forth between that. I did my master's at Ryerson. It was a media production master's, and it was not as studio based as like an MFA. It was an MA, but I got to write a feature script while I was there. It had a different name then, but right now it's called Evil Fire, and we got some telefilm money, and I'm developing it with Darius Films. But that's my first feature that I've ever actually gotten this far on, so I'm hoping I can get it made. In 2015, I was in the Artist in Residence at Charles Street Video, and I made this video I'm going to show you now. It's called TwoSpirit Introductory Special 1999, and it's one of 2 videos in the series, kind of. But it's the first one. And really, I wanted to talk about, like, I made all these videos, and I have a TwoSpirit identity, and I never, like, I would kind of touch on being TwoSpirit in the videos, but I never really talked explicitly about it. So I wanted to make something for my community. I felt like social media has brought a lot of us together more. Like before, we would get together for like a once a year gathering and kind of like all see each other and then scatter. But now it's like you can go on these groups and pages and talk to other TwoSpirit people. So I wanted to make a video about that, and I also wanted to talk about capitalism. And capitalism isn't kind to minority communities. Like if you're not a demographic that is going to give some corporation a lot of money, like they really don't care about you. So I wanted to make an ad that was targeting a very, very small community, and make it seem like this service could actually be supported by this community. So I will play it now. New to the TwoSpirit lifestyle? Want to talk to someone in the spirit and the flesh instead of reading the spirit and the flesh? We have just the service for you. Call now, and for only $19.99 a month, we can provide you with instant, unlimited telephone access to traditional knowledge and support. We also provide monthly gifts for subscribers. Call now and we can hook you up with this beaded whisk. Perfect for DIY spankings and whipping up eggs morning after your first snag. When I came out as a TwoSpirit, I didn't even know what TwoSpirit meant. I tried everything. I hung out with white LGBT youth, but they didn't understand my issues from a First Nations perspective. I read books, but there was no one to turn to with my inevitable questions. I wanted to attend TwoSpirit gatherings, but I was too young and too poor to be able to travel very far. I wanted to talk to an elder, but I didn't know which elders in my area were safe to talk to because not all elders are TwoSpirit friendly. You don't have that problem. We have a simple support system available for the low price of $19.99 a month. And there is no limit to how many times you can call. That is just the cost of a movie and a bucket of popcorn. You can call as many times as you like. You can call in the morning to ask some TwoSpirit history. You can call at lunch to ask how to make your move on that cute girl or boy. You can call during your date and tell us how your date is going. And you can call after your date and give us all the dirty details. We don't care. Our advisors have heard it all. Stuck on some isolated reserve? One of our advisors was too. People in love with your drag persona, but about your day-to-day persona. Aw, we've been there. Does your girlfriend get violent after too many drinks? We have just the elder to talk to you, and she won't tell you it's normal. Is your only monthly gift the bloody reminder that you aren't pregnant? We also have monthly gifts. Ever been in a slippery situation? Needed to grab the lube, but it's slick and falls to the floor? We have just the solution for you. Call now and you can get our non-slip lube mat, perfect for those late night shenanigans. Shy about getting safer sex material? We have condoms, sexy black gloves, and dental dams that we will send you every month just to make sure you're safe. Want to add a touch of First Nations class to your sex toys? We have just the thing, this beaded whisk, perfect for light impact play and making eggs and pancakes the next morning. Call now and you get the non-slip lube mat, the safer sex supplies, beaded whisk, and of course the 24/7 telephone support, all for the low, low price of $19.99 a month. Here are some of our satisfied customers.
I signed up for the TwoSpirit telephone support, and boy, what a difference it has made for my life. I know the history of the words TwoSpirit and the diverse gender roles my tribe had before contact. Thank you, TwoSpirit support.
I was having trouble with my makeup, and a veteran drag queen at TwoSpirit support told me about contouring and sent me some YouTube tutorials. Thanks, TwoSpirit support.
I was doing a lot of planning and coming out to all of my cousins, and TwoSpirit support really helped me. I invited them all to a family reunion, and I came out to them just before dessert was served. They may not have understood, but they really appreciate the Saskatoon berry pie recipe TwoSpirit support gave me. Thanks, TwoSpirit support. Here's how to order. Dial 1-800-555-8686. We take Visa, MasterCard, and money orders. The number again is 1-800-555-8686. Don't hesitate, ring those phones.
Hello, TwoSpirit support.
Hello, TwoSpirit support.
Hello, TwoSpirit support.
Another video recently, which is a follow-up to this one, and I haven't decided if I'm going to play the whole thing right now, but I might. So I wanted to still talk about this whole TwoSpirit community and how tiny it is, and advertising to this tiny community, but this time, like, I wanted to talk about advertising too, but I wanted to do it in another different way. Like, I was thinking originally about doing another kind of commercial, but instead I decided, I was thinking about, do you remember, I think they still actually make those Lavalife commercials where there's like the sexy woman that's like, oh yeah, you gotta call this number. So I decided to do that, but with like a TwoSpirit dating website, and this is it, and I just finished this like 2 weeks ago, so.
Hey Alice, what's up?
Not much, what about you?
Oh, I need to meet someone. I tried to go on a date last night with a woman from my writing class, and she ate dinner with me, and I had sex with some dude in the bathroom. And then I had to pay her bill.
You gotta stop picking these women who use you for free dinners. Why don't you try TwoSpiritDreamcatcher.com?
What's that?
It's where I met Cynthia. It's a dating website for TwoSpirit people, and it works.
That Two-Spirit gathering only happens once a year. You've been dreaming about another chance to hit on that dreamy cutie you saw last time. Wait no more. TwoSpiritDreamCatcher.com is the place to meet Indigenous hotties from all over the globe to start meaningful relationships. TwoSpiritDreamCatcher.com isn't like all the other dating websites. We match you up based on our elders' algorithm. We take into account tribal affiliation, shared interests, compatible kinks, and offer an option to hide all of your cousins from your list of potential dates. For an additional fee, we will have an elder matchmaker match you up on blind dates. In no time, you'll be connecting with sexy people in the flesh, going for romantic walks or having coffee, getting to know each other.
So what do you do for a living?
I'm an Indigenous rights lawyer.
Oh, tell me more.
Well, we just won a case to restore some treaty and hunting rights for our brothers in Northern Ontario.
That must be a while.
We did get a lot of moose meat when I won the case.
For people who space out on date ideas, we have a sidebar that will suggest local events, venues, concerts, movies, pipeline protests, and activities that your potential match would enjoy based on their settings and answers to our standard questions.
Do you prefer dogs or cats? Dogs, of course. Do you believe in love at first sight? Yes. Do you have sex on the first date? Sure, why not? Do you want fried or baked bannock? Fried, always. Do you know your HIV status? Well, that's personal, but yes, I do. Are you here for snagging or shacking up? Both? Is there an option for both? Are you still invested in intertribal warfare? Well, there was that time Jimmy Bearskin threw his milk at me in the cafeteria. But he's dead now anyways, so I guess not. Do you still practice traditional multiple partner cohabitation, or do you like to be part of a couple? Geez, I'm not sure. I'll put couple for now. Did your reserve pay for your bachelor's and or master's degree? And if not, how in debt are you with the student loans? Oh my god, skip.
All genders and romantic connections are honored, and if someone is being a creeper, our block function is simple and effective, and we will automatically send a video message from one of our elders telling that person to be more respectful. Members who continue to rack up blocks are banned and shunned, like in the old days when an individual harming our community was banished.
It's not like he's gone into the deep wilderness, but knowing the guy sending me harassing messages has been e-banished has given me a lot more security in this online dating community, TwoSpiritDreamCatcher.com. It's been great to not to have to avoid my inboxes or avoid the site, because it actually allowed me to receive a sweet message from my current honey, Jackson. Thanks, TwoSpiritDreamCatcher.com.
Join TwoSpiritDreamCatcher.com, the premier site for Two-Spirit snagging and shacking up. Not only will you get the support of our Two-Spirit elders, along with the carefully crafted matchmaking algorithm, you'll also get date suggestions from our activity sidebar and location-based matchmaker for the powwow trail. All for the low price of $5 a month. You can find us at TwoSpiritDreamCatcher.com, the virtual territory of Two-Spirit to Two-Spirit heartbeats. So, yeah, the dream catcher in that video is actually from Dollarama, and I had to get it so ugly, like I didn't want to use like a real dream catcher in case I would offend people, so I decided to use this actually offensive one that's like, doesn't mean anything because it's from Dollarama. Anyway, so yeah, that's where I am at now. I've made another video recently called the Long Form Lesbian Census. I made that with my friend Ricky, and that's going to premiere at Inside Out on June 4th, and I'm also making another video for a festival, the Queer Arts Festival in Vancouver. I forget the dates it's gonna play, but that one's about being a light-skinned First Nations person. So yeah, that's my presentation.